Okay. We are live. There may be a delay. We'll see. But thank you, peoples, for being here. Today, we are going to talk about two different major subjects. One is, today is the first International Fuck Islam Day. You know, you probably have heard of the Draw Muhammad Day. But we need, because today is supposed to be the, what is it, the day of jihad. I say, nah, it's Fuck Islam Day. International Fuck Islam Day. Because let's stop pretending. It's not that jihadism is the problem rather than Islam. It's the very religion of Islam. There is no difference. The very core of Islam is jihad, struggle. It's the very core of Islam itself. So to say that, oh, only jihadists are the problem, not Muslims, that's like saying, well, only people who believe in Jesus Christ are a problem, not Christians. Or something like that. Or it's like, it's not white people who are the problem, it's just the light-skinned people of the world who are the problem. It's fuck you, okay? Islam is jihad, jihad is Islam. And to the extent that it's not radical Islam by our definition, it is radical by theirs. In other words, unusual, different, apostate, etc. See the link below to this right here. You could donate to us. We sure could use it. We need a vehicle. Tabby says, yeah, please donate. Here's a link to the Culture War Encyclopedia, which is the written version. Here's the Culture War Encyclopedia on Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, Brighteon, and Locals, which is a social media. No, it's not a dating website. And we have Justin Trouble, written reports on Substack, Rumble, videos, Odyssey, BitChute, Brighteon, on social media, Cloud Hub, Gab, Minds, MeWe. Then we have Tabby's channel on Rumble, and she does gaming. And here is Tabby. So check that out. We are going to go to, let's see here. What was it? Oh yeah, cyber warfare. This is the second entry in the Culture War Encyclopedia that I have to, I have gratitude towards Vox Oculi over. Vox Oculi, the creator of the Ultra Pride flag, which is in the Culture War Encyclopedia. I'll show you that right here. Here's the Culture War Encyclopedia. Right now it's listed alphabetically. One day I'll hope to have it more like an encyclopedia webpage like Britannica's, where you type it in what you want to see. Or you could just sort of browse through it. But anyway, Ultra Pride flag by Vox Oculi. Ultra Pride flag 2072. I should probably do a separate video. Oh, no. Did I do it? No, I haven't done a video about this yet. But this is Dr. Vox Oculi, and he made this up, which is pretty funny because it's not too far from the real thing.
Sounds like a comic book villain.
Ultra Pride?
No, Dr. Oculi.
Oh, Dr. Vox Oculi.
Sounds like
the voice
he's in
of
a lab
sight.
somewhere, like, you know, with wires sticking out of some poor little rat.
Yeah. Now, as far in my understanding of Latin, that would mean the voice of eyes. But anyway, so that is the first time that Dr. Vox Oculi has inspired an entry into Culture War Encyclopedia. Today, we're going to check out the other one. Cyber warfare. At least that's what we are calling it so far. Now, this is something that I've been predicting for months now, and probably lots of other people, because it's really a no-brainer that we would eventually get to the point where we're going to be arguing about serious things, serious crimes such as killings, and basically be arguing over whether or not a picture, photograph, or image, and then pretty soon, give it a couple months, video, we'll be arguing whether or not it's real. Look, we already have the technology to overlay other people's faces on ours and on real time talk to somebody and say, hey, look at my face. I look like Joe Schmo instead of my real face. Or look, I'm Mickey Mouse talking to you. And the eyes and the mouth and everything else moves along with your own face because of the data point matchup. So how long is it going to be before you just can't, you can watch a video and you won't have any clue, you know? And by the way, one of the good things about this is the age of the Hollywood actor elitist douchebag is over. And they're probably going to have even people who are now famous douchebag Hollywood actors. They're probably, a lot of these people have it in their contracts so that it allows for movie studios to just use their image now. And have some you know, actor, starving artist actor who will do it for peanuts. Do it for peanuts. Somebody who can imitate, say, the movements of, I don't know, Brad Pitt. And then they use Brad Pitt's image over this person's face. Anyway, we have entered the age of cyber warfare, as Vox Oculi calls it. See below. Witness the following. Jackson Hinkle posted this on X. Holy shit. The image that Ben Shapiro tried to pass off as a burnt baby corpse was an AI-generated fake image. Now, if you don't know, let me show you. Ben Shapiro has been sharing this image, basically saying this is why we need to, I'm pretty sure he's for war, or for the U.S. supporting war there, right? I'm pretty sure. If not, I apologize. But let's check this out.
Yeah, all war is stupid.
Yeah.
Find a better option. Or at least attempt it, damn it.
Yeah.
And they don't even attempt it. That's why it's so fucking stupid. If war was a necessity, I wouldn't call it stupid. But these assholes cheat it like it's a toy.
Yeah. Yeah, revolution to separate the colonies from the crown, and essentially anti-colonialist war. That's different. All right. So Ben Shapiro tweeted this maybe a couple days ago. You want pictorial proof of dead Jewish babies? Here it is. You pathetic Jew haters. Israel will minimize civilian casualties, but Israel will not allow pieces of human shit, the pieces of human shit who did this, to live. Every ounce of blood spilled in Gaza is on Hamas. Saw this image the other day, and I immediately thought, I don't know what I'm looking at. I'm certainly not going to believe anybody about this image. Certainly not people who seem to be drumming the war drum. You know, I'm not going to believe that. Now, that's that. Oh, I should go to the other one too. Now, apparently there are now, AIorNot.com is one of those services. See, along with every weird technology that could be used for deception, along with it comes an antidote. Usually poisons arrive, you know, when poisons are discovered or invented, there's an antidote. And I mean that both literally and figuratively. And every new great thing could be used for horrible stuff, too. But apparently there is this thing called AI or Not, and this is saying that this image is generated by AI. According to that. Now, do I believe AI or not? No. I don't believe the image. I don't believe AI or not. Don't believe Ben Shapiro. Don't believe whatever source Ben Shapiro got it from. Now, there's a community note added on to this saying AI detection websites are known to be very unreliable. There is currently no way to 100% detect AI-generated text or images. No AI detection tool should be treated as proof as something isn't real. Countless times, it has said real images are fake, and we'll see more about that. Now, this guy, James Klug, he adds, you're making this huge claim when AI or not is not 100% accurate. He's responding to Ben Shapiro. Anyone familiar with the technology would tell you this. I got a different result. Plus, it literally asks if it got it right. You know, it's asking you, is this helpful? You know, and that's, I guess, a way to help it to learn. Now, somebody's saying, hey, look at this picture. It's the same thing, but with a puppy instead of a burnt something or other. By the way, the picture of the burnt something or other, this kind of reminds me of Time Bandits. That's what happens to, I guess, the bad guy in Time Bandits. Wait, let me check my...
Something like that.
Night nurse, like my reply. Yeah, okay, the night nurse. It's probably going to be some sort of... nope, that's a guy. Huh. All right. Usually when I get a like on anything that I post, it's usually some Instagram whatever. Thought, I guess is what you call it. So let me get back to where we were. Okay, Jackson Hinkle. So Ben Shapiro tweeted that stuff. Jackson Hinkle said, oh, wow, look, he's trying to pass it off as a burnt baby corpse. Well, no, Jackson, it's not that simple. Well, okay, yes, he is, but you don't know that it's not a burnt baby corpse yet.
Something burnt.
Yeah, look, yeah. And a community note slapped onto this tweet saying AI detectives can be inaccurate. New York Times article, but New York Times is full of shit. But that still doesn't mean that they're wrong about that. Multiple users on X have used this website, AI or not, to verify images with inaccurate results. Confirmed real picture of a pen is seen at a confirmed real picture of a pen is seen as an AI picture, according to this one. Confirmed fake Biden image seen as real. And they give an example, and then different result based on the same image, and they give an example there. Someone responded to the above tweet with this. This is Dr. Anastasia Maria Lupus. Community notes, this is the real photo. And this looks like it's from Reddit. Here is the original photo. They used puppy, rescue puppy as backdrop, and AI the rest. All right. I don't know about that. This to me seems even more fake than the other one, but we'll see what they say. Ben Shapiro responded to Jackson Hinkle with, you are a liar. This was and is a lie, meaning that he's saying it's a lie that it's AI generated, meaning that he's saying it is a burnt Jewish baby, or two. I don't know. Can't even tell how many babies it's supposed to be. Thanks to Vox Oculi for this lesson in cyber warfare, as I think he coined it. Maybe I should edit that saying that's where I heard it first from. I should ask him. Witness this thread here. Dr. Vox Oculi, this is what cyber warfare looks like. Now, this is the tweet that brought this to my attention. And that's why I made this entry in the Culture War Encyclopedia. Vox Oculi, this is what cyber warfare looks like. I am raising awareness to the following information because it is absolutely crucial that everyone understands how the fog of war can and will be weaponized in the modern age of AI technology. The post displayed this tweet here. Well, it's an X. The post displayed the following two images. So here's that one. This is what Ben is saying is a burnt baby. The more I look at it, the more I think that it's certainly not. It wouldn't be one burnt baby. There's too much. It would be more than one head. And I don't know. Anyway, then there's this image with the puppy. Vox Oculi adds to his thread with, recently this photo of a burnt baby was released by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, among other horrific images, which then circulated on social media. The others seemed real to me, but something didn't feel right to me about one particular image. I've been an AI hobbyist for years and have developed a keen eye for what hallucinated imagery looks like, so alarms are going off in my head when I first saw this, and people were claiming it wasn't real. The images in that tweet or post above are, this is the first one. This is from Netanyahu, Prime Minister of Israel. Where here are some of the photos Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu showed the U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken. And it's weird when, that's like tweeting the President of the United States account and then saying, the president, blah, 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 blah. Well, it's supposed to be you, Benjamin Netanyahu, and if you're writing about yourself, referring to your own self that way, it's kind of weird. Kind of seems like it's not you writing this. They add, warning, these are horrifying photos of babies murdered and burned by the Hamas monsters. Hamas is inhuman. Hamas is ISIS. And that's the image in question. We already know what that is, and we already know what this is. Ben Shapiro shared it with I think he put the thing over it. Maybe he didn't. You want a picture, and we saw that. All right, so he said he wanted the proof. Here it is, and he used that as what he says as proof. Next in the thread by Dr. Vox Oculi. I'm a medical doctor, not a forensic scientist who's professionally trained to qualify the validity of what severely burnt flesh looks like. But even with years of physiological courses under my belt, I struggle to identify the anatomical structures of what I'm seeing. It looks more like, it looks more like a lump of charcoal in the vague shape of a humanoid form. The lack of visual landmarks had me anxiously uncertain at what I was looking at, a common feeling when examining AI imagery. However, noting my lack of experience in forensic anthropology and appearance of burn victims, I ultimately wrote it off as a toddler being disfigured via heat beyond recognition. Next in the thread, Dr. Vox Oculi. Then, news broke out that there was evidence claiming the image was likely AI generated. A community note was even put on Ben Shapiro's post of the image referencing an AI detection tool. I took the photo, ran it through the AI or not tool, and it indeed came back as AI generated. However, experimental diagnostic tools like this are in their infancy and are inherently unreliable. All right. Next in the thread, Doctor says, I ran the other images that Netanyahu posted, and they all came back as human. The thumbs up correct or thumbs down choices are there to rate if the image was successfully identified or not. This is continuous feedback to the developers who are constantly working to improve the accuracy of the tool. Next in the thread, in Ben's thread, other users have posted their own submissions of the baby image with a mix of real or fake results. I'm not certain how the detector analyzing the image, but it likely takes many variables into account. It seems possible that any amount of human tampering in post-production, like cropping or resizing, editing or color correcting, or even other things like compression or quality loss from saving and reposing the image, may throw off the detector and potentially signal a false negative result. Now this is Dr. Anna said, why are you lying? That's to Ben Shapiro. And this is a person, Jennifer Lee, blue check mark, the feminist TM. In regards to the community note, if you crop out the part where something has been blurred out, maybe a tag or ID or something, and I think they're referring to this little pixelated spot right here, maybe, it says it's generated by a human. The detector is also not 100% accurate and asks you to confirm the results. Somebody else, Ravi, at the real Avi Cods, I guess. The website used to disprove Ben Shapiro's claim is not reliable. Here it finds the image to be human when turned black and white. So you turn it black and white, you get a different result. All right. Casey Dillon, the community note is wrong. Try for yourself. Sorry, but in this case, we really can't say if it's AI. I can't really say if it's AI or not. All right, next in the thread, Dr. Oculi. It was pointed out that Laura Loomer's X profile was determined by the tool to be AI, which I tried to the same result. All right, you know what he means, or she. The picture may be AI generated, which is very possible for modern AI image generators to achieve with enough images of your face to train it on. But only Loomer can confirm if this is the case. However, I also reverse image searched the image, found the same exact photo on her Gab account, and ran it. It came back as human. This is not a reliable tool. And without knowing what percentage of an AI image can be modified before an erroneous human result is triggered, quote-unquote human, it appears very difficult to use this tool to determine whether a real image has had AI controversy inserted into it. All right, so again, picture of Laura Loomer saying it's generated by AI and also saying it's generated by human, and who knows what is what. But then again, apparently she uses this image on her own Gab account. But then again, she's the kind of person who would use an AI generated image of her on a Gab account for shits and giggles. All right. Ian Miles Chung. Okay. Yeah. All right. Back to the doctor and their thread. Then it was revealed that the same image, but with a dog instead of a baby, or whatever it was posted to 4chan several hours. Okay, so it's 4chan. It looks like Reddit. Actually, I wouldn't know. I don't use either one. Then it was revealed that the same image, but with a dog instead of a baby, was posted 4chan several hours after the first images dropped. At first glance, there are elements of the image that seem more realistic. It's easy to look at this and think, oh yes, it was actually a photo of a puppy rescue that was AI modified to look like a burnt baby, case closed. But this is where you're wrong. Alright. So there's that image. Dr. Oculi goes on. The Arlington Post analyzed both images. Error level analysis, ELA, is a method used to identify digital image manipulations by examining compression artifacts. Using ELA, the burnt baby photo displayed consistent compression patterns, edge sharpness, noise patterns, and brightness levels, suggesting it was unedited. Conversely, the 4chan dog photo showed distinct inconsistencies in compression artifacts, sharper edges, varying noise patterns, and altered brightness in certain areas, indicating clear signs of digital tampering. Thus, the baby photo appears authentic, while the dog photo seems manipulated. I also aligned both images and took the difference to try to reveal the seams. So here are the edges of where the image... Okay, so in other words, what is contained within what you see here has different compression levels, noise levels, contrast, brightness, etc., pixelation, dots per inch, than what would be here shown in black in this image. So in other words, this area seems to be kind of an edge here. It seems to be one image, and the rest of this seems to be a different image. So it does appear as if the dog was added. The post above links to this below. If you see here, there's this link that the doctor added, and that is to Arlington Post analysis of the alleged burn baby photo posted by Ben Shapiro and the subsequent 4chan photos of the puppy. So this is basically what he paraphrased up here. We don't need to read this all. So this is what he was referencing, okay? And here you can see part of their analysis of it. There's a difference in here than in the rest of it. Getting back to the thread, Dr. Vox Oculi. There are free AI tools that allow you to change specific areas of an image while preserving the rest. Here is one such tool where I asked the AI to change the dog in a sandwich. I noticed the, as in EE. That's the way that, what is it, Psychic TV and Genesis P Word spell V. Where I asked the AI to change the dog into a sandwich, it may not look as realistic if it took me under a minute to do this in painting with free software. Can you imagine what an entity with far more time and resources could do with a stronger model? So, if the baby photo is real, who is behind the dog image and why? Probably either a 4chan troll who made it for the lulz, or a government-level cyber division as a war psyop. Here is where we are at in history. And that's why I'm doing this live stream, folks, because this is a monumental point in history. We're probably going to look back to it as, you know, on the day of Jihad in 2023, we can mark the beginning of real cyber warfare, the first time that it seems like government agencies may have manipulated images to sort of promote war, to make certain people richer. Like, for example, by the way, folks, certain people in Congress made some big stock purchases in the last couple of days that will benefit them when the war starts. All right, anyway, so this is the hoagie sandwich version. You can see edit instruction, describe how you want to change the image, turn the dog into a hoagie sandwich, and it did. But I mean, it looks ridiculous.
I want a hoagie now.
Oh, okay. The hoagie sandwich looks ridiculous, by the way. But again, he did say, you know, this was a simple little thing that he just found and he did real fast. Imagine if he had more time and or resources, technology, etc. Doctor continues, as of this post, the community note on Ben Shapiro's post has been removed. Based on the digital forensics provided and my own experience with AI image generation, I am personally leaning towards the initial, images being real. The quantity of AI image generation has been increasing exponentially since AI image tools like OpenAI's DALL-E and Stable Diffusion have gone public, SD being open source. Anyone can effectively generate anything right now, and with the right know-how. I've seen what is possible and what is completely mind-blowing, and it is completely mind-blowing. I feel that few people truly understand just how real modern AI image can look. And this is only the beginning. The ultimate takeaway from all this is that one or both of these images may not be real. Yeah, maybe neither is real. There is no definitive way to confirm or deny their validity. This should absolutely terrify you. See, that's kind of what I want to talk about. Yeah, but they said the same thing about the wheel. Mm-hmm. So it's more a matter of, well, okay, I don't want to get into my rant until I finish this, but this is why I'm referring to this. We're now living in a post-proof age. That does not mean we're living in a post-truth age, nor a post-real age. Just post-proof age. And I'm exaggerating a little bit, but basically what I mean is we're going to have to deal with the fact that we've moved seamlessly, unfortunately, despite my best efforts, from an age where people just believe what they're told to believe, and nobody really knows what's real and what's not, and you can't tell because nobody provides any proof. They just tell you what to believe, into an age where now there's just no way to find out, even if you dig. And a lot of what I do involves digging to find out the proof. And there's going to come a time pretty soon where even I used to be able to go, okay, well, what really happened? Let me go see the live stream. And you watch the live stream and you go, well, as far as I know, you can't fake a live stream. If it says it was live streamed, it was live streamed, right? But, well, I give it however much time and they'll be able, yeah, I mean, there are filters, yes, that you can use. So far, they're pretty good to spot as far as we know. But how soon before somebody could live stream something and then tell the AI to, well, you know, when I punch so-and-so, make it look like he punched me instead because I'm about to do it. You know, something like that. Just a quick idea off the top of my head. So my point is that in the recent past, I've been able to basically prove that people are lying about stuff by referring to live streams and saying at this point in the live stream, you can see this happen, and at that point, you can see that happen, and that's that. That's not going to be possible in a couple of months or something. But okay, before I keep going into this whole topic, how it's not necessarily, terrifying, but also liberating at the same time. Okay, let me continue with Dr. Vox Oculi's tweet or post. This should absolutely terrify you. We now live in a post-truth age. All right, and that's what I'm referring to when I say I disagree with that. Post-proof, not post-truth. But I think that's what they mean. A lot of sociologists for decades now have been using language that if you take at face value, they're saying there's no such thing as reality. We just make it up and that's how it happens. And then when you start questioning that, it seems that some of these writers don't literally mean that. They just mean it's as if there's no reality anymore and blah, 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 blah. And yet some of them actually do believe that, you know, say, take Karl Marx. Karl Marx really did believe that if you just equalized, he did not believe in human nature. He didn't believe that humans are animals. He believed in social reality, but not reality. And so if you're going to say that we live in a post-truth age, then you're mistaking social reality for reality. You're mistaking the media, the noosphere, the sum total of media, with reality itself. Look, we're one species on one planet at one point in history. All right, let's not conflate our own evolution of our own minds and society with reality itself. It's like an insect somewhere in the jungle thinking that, oh, I'm becoming a sexualized being. That means the universe itself is no. You're just an insect. You're insignificant in the bigger picture things. So are we. And whether or not we know what is real and what is not real doesn't change reality. 2 plus 2 does equal 4. Even if you convince every human on the planet otherwise. If you hold 2 apples in one hand and hold 2 apples in the other hand, and then you put them together, you're going to have 4 apples, no matter whether you can count or not. Anyway, they continue. And I don't mean to be aggro against Fox. I just think that we should be careful about using things like we live in a post-truth age. But they're saying we now live in a post-truth age where advanced AI creative tools are readily accessible to anyone with an internet connection. These free tools can craft content so realistically that it becomes nearly indistinguishable from reality. Additionally, AI-driven image modifications are often so subtle that they elude detection by the average internet user, and can even deceive skilled investigators and their sophisticated tools. As contemporary digital consumers, it is absolutely imperative that we remain acutely aware of this looming threat to our very perception of reality. In the haze of misinformation and war, heightened fear can make us mentally vulnerable, amplifying our susceptibility to manipulation and social engineering by nefarious actors who wish to control your mind. Never skepticism is healthy. Stay vigilant. Next tweet in their thread. Please share this thread so that more people can understand. And there you go. All right, next one. Update. This is apparently the guy who created the dog image. The tweet has been deleted. Stellar man. It took me this person is claiming. It took me 5 seconds to make this not hard to make convincing fake photos anymore. Video is harder. Videos are harder, but to fake. But we'll never show a video of the proof. Okay, bad English, but I think we know what they're saying. And let's see, what do I got here? You made the dog photo, or are you just saying it would take you 5 seconds to make the dog? And then Ben Shapiro. We already saw that one. Oh, okay, that's the community notes. I think we looked at that anyway. So there you go. I have much to discuss, but first I'm going to check the chats. It should show me right here, but it doesn't. Okay, so apparently I got to go over here to see. All right. Hey, Daniel, good to see you with us. Ahoy. Ahoy, hoy. Daniel says tabby. I'm not sure if what exactly that means. But Lee Grant, is it live or is it Memorex? Yeah. By the way, anybody see Wag the Dog? About a faked war movie? Wag the Dog. Well, it's a movie that came out before the second Gulf War, I think it was. It was basically a bunch of Hollywood, A-listers, I think. And it was a comedy, but it was about, hey, let's just show people news footage of this, that, and the other thing and tell them it's taking place here and there, and then people will support war and we'll get a real war going. In other words, instead of the dog wagging the tail, it's the tail wags the dog. You get make a war, you fake it till you make it, basically. Collar tie, where we're at now is that manipulated perception becomes the accepted reality. Shrapnel, I don't know a lot of the AI is pretty easy to spot. Yeah, for now, but give it time. Collar T, but to manipulate a narrative doesn't need AI, just bias editing. Yeah. Chris Dusseldorp, good to see you here. Yep, great flick. Oh, okay, yeah, the Wag the Dog. Now, yeah, I have to see it. I haven't seen it, actually. Now, I want to say a bunch of things about all this. Back in the day, when I was a kid, before internet, I liked to take newspaper images and a pencil, and with the use of the eraser and the lead, as long as you don't hold it at an angle where the shine comes off the pencil lead, you could do some pretty good faking of newspaper photos. And I didn't realize the whole, the Stalin faked images, for example. I didn't realize that those existed, but it kind of ended up looking like those, where if you look at it, you're like, I can see it's fake, but only to a trained eye, and to the untrained eye, not so much. You have to think, back when Stalin was faking those photos, people weren't accustomed to seeing hundreds of photo images a day like we are now, so it was a lot easier to fake those things, probably, back then than now. But now we're becoming more and more accustomed. We could just tell. And especially, when you see a a video of what is obviously a young black woman doing a dance, but she has OJ's face on, or was it? Did they put not OJ, Biden? What did they put Biden's face on? Dylan Mulvaney maybe, and he like it looks real, but I know it's not. But what I'm getting at here, actually here, you guys talk in the chat for a second. I'll be right back. Just trying to make my tummy feel better. I'll be just a second, guys.
I think I'm gonna cut out the live stream early and take that.
Okay. Well, I'll see if I can get your brain going in this next part. We'll see what happens. The news? The fuck are you talking about? When did we ever fucking know? You kidding me? Are you telling me that, oh, the news has been reporting the truth, but now that videos in a matter of months and photos now could be faked, now we just don't know? The fuck are you talking about? Have you not been paying attention?
It's been pretty normal for a while.
Yeah, it's been pretty fucking normal for a very fucking long time. There are all sorts of taken out of context things. Okay, let's just use Trump as an example. Trump is a Nazi. Trump told people to inject bleach. Trump said that the white supremacist side Trump said that there are good people on both sides, and he was referring to the white supremacist side and the anti-white supremacist side. And what else? You can go on and on forever, and you can really fool people into thinking these things without any faking of images, without any faking of videos. It's just a matter of lying and manipulating and taking things out of context. So this just makes it a little bit easier. Yet less thinking is involved to manipulate people now than before. But now it is important, I think, to look if the fact. Okay. I'm not saying that the images of the baby, or let's say, supposedly there's 40 beheaded babies, Israeli babies, supposedly. And we're supposed to believe that. And some people are saying, well, you piece of shit, you should believe that because look at this photo. And then they show this picture of who knows what the hell it is. A burnt baby? Who knows? Now, let's say this burnt picture is 100% real, and it is what Ben Shapiro says it is. That doesn't prove that a single baby was beheaded. It wouldn't. And my point is whether or not your support of a war hinges on these things, you are thinking about these things all the wrong way. It should never have hinged on such things. And I guess now we're at a point in history where you're going to be forced to abandon hinging your support of such things on such things. It's a very flimsy little piece of string upon which to hang your laundry. It's just not a good idea. You should have strong principles that do not sway with the breeze of rumors. You should be, if you are for war, if you want Israel to go to war against Palestine, okay, but don't use stuff like this as an excuse or whatever. That's stupid. And if you're against war, don't use stuff like this as your reason either. It's a very thin reed upon which to hang, your principles on. Don't hang your coat on a very thin reed. It's going to fall down into the mud. All right. Now let's see. Oh, I already went over all this. I'm just showing this as background to what I'm talking about here. But I guess that's kind of what I wanted to say about that, is that, yeah, it might be terrifying to some people that, oh my God, now we won't know what is true and what is real anymore. And they're not talking about their own personal life. They're not talking about walking outside the door and not knowing whether the tree in front of them is there or not. They're really just talking about the news, about stuff that they've always been fucking lied to about anyway. It's pretty silly. It's like, oh, now I won't know if the liars are lying anymore. You know they're liars. They've always been lying, and they're going to continue to lie. It's just going to be easier for them to lie now. Lately, Henry Kissinger has been saying, and other people have been saying, basically some form of, maybe we were wrong about multiculturalism. Maybe multiculturalism is a bad idea. And I think that's really unfair. And I think that's a cowardly way of avoiding saying the following. It's not multiculturalism. It's Islam. It's just Islam. What other culture is predatory, toxic, and always at odds with any other culture? Islam. I don't count socialism as a culture. It's more of a political ideology. It's not really a culture, so to speak. But if you want to, yeah, you can count. You can add communism in there too. But anyway, all right. Where I grew up, we had Jewish people. They went to temple. And what do you call that? What's the synagogue? And we had Greek Orthodox. They had a place to go to in my town. There was a Ukrainian Orthodox church, Protestant churches. We had immigrants, people with Greek accents, people with Italian accents. We had Irish Catholic, Irish Protestant. We had a lot of just, what do you call that? Non-Jewish, non-religious Jewish people, non-religious everybody else people, secular Jewish people. What else? We had Hispanic people, black people. We had a couple of Sikhs. If you don't know, that is a weird religion that's partly between Hinduism and Islam. They've been attacked and killed by Muslims and decided that they were going to become more Hindu. I don't know. It's a thing. But anyway, what we didn't have, though, were Muslims. We never had a mosque. But anyway, my point here is that everybody got along. Oh, Asians, too. Like East Asians, Japanese, Chinese people, stuff like that. Everybody got along, except for, how kids are. Kids will always fight with each other, but it was never based on anybody's culture or racial skin color or whatever, It was never based on that stuff. But if Islam was in the mix, that would be a different story. Because to the extent that a Muslim is religious, they're hostile to everybody that is not Muslim. And it's just how it is. I mean, Surah 9:5, fight in the way of Allah until over the whole of the world, religion is only for Allah. In other words, fight until there are no more non-Muslims. And that is a command. And so that's why jihadism is inseparable from Islam. Jihadism, the struggle. Oh, that doesn't mean like struggle isn't killing people and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it does when you get to the point where people don't want to put up with their shit and they won't convert. Then it does mean violence. It absolutely does mean violence. And so, fuck Islam. That's why today, October 13th, 2023, is the first Fuck Islam Day. The first International Fuck Islam Day. I wish I had Paint pulled up. If I try to do that, I'll crash my computer. But I want to pull up Paint so I can draw Muhammad. Even though it's not Everybody Draw Muhammad Day. I think that's in May. Not sure. But I guess I'm boring you over there, Tabby, because you're not yelling. But that's okay.
I'm sorry, my brain is
Tabby's got a lot on her mind.
I said bye to my truck today, so I'm like,
Yeah, we had to sell our truck for what it was worth because it was no longer running and it's become a money pit. We've put a lot of money into it, and anyway, I'm not going to blame the truck because she has really done us well and gotten us all over the continental U.S. I mean, wow. Got us very far. Very, very far, and carrying lots too. And a couple of accidents at least.
Yeah.
One of which I was in. Wasn't my fault though. Alright, I'm gonna check the chat here. Oop, wrong one. Chat.
Which one were you in?
What?
What accident was that?
Oh, when you were in the hospital.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I remember now.
And I was driving and I got hit up from behind.
I remember now.
And then there was the one, yeah. Let's see, chat disconnected. We may have lost.
We
Well,
did for a minute.
well,
I think
okay.
it's the- I don't know if it'll come back or not.
Yay! Oh, God, I farted on live stream. By the way, this been going around. See, here's the, if you know for your principal. Okay, is this an AI generated image or not? It's New York City Councilwoman Ina Vernikov arrested for carrying a gun at Palestine protest. And now this is New York City. I don't care if it's AI generated or not. And I don't care what the laws are in New York City. The Constitution of the United States of America says that you could bear arms. And so this woman has every right to bear arms.
Suck it.
And I'm not thinking, oh, wait a minute, is she Muslim or not? I'm not thinking, what side is she on? Is she on the Palestinian side or is she standing there protesting against the Palestinians? It doesn't fucking make any fucking difference. And it doesn't matter if she has a gun or not. What matters is that if she had a gun, she had a right to have it. All right. The dudes on the View are the dudes. The dudes on the View are dumb comparing Hamas to the Proud Boys. Really? Yeah, Proud Boys is trending right now because the idiots, the squawking birds on the View are trying to compare Hamas to Proud Boys. They're both terrorizing people. No. Terrorism is when you say, either when you do violence, when you commit violence and you say, you know, we're going to keep doing this until you meet this political demand, or you threaten to do it. You say, we're going to do this bad thing, this violence, unless you meet our political demand. That's terrorism. The Proud Boys don't do that. The Proud Boys protect liberty. That's their whole point of them existing, is to protect people who are being attacked by Antifa. For exercising their constitutional rights. So, that's not terrorism. Not exactly terrorism. Idiots out there. Vaush. What is Vaush saying? Vaush has the Palestinian flag, folks. You know what side he's on. And he says, please bring peace to the Middle East, Mr. Markiplier, or whoever that is. I don't know. But anyway, it's just funny. It's that he is displaying the Palestinian flag. Well, fuck yeah, Tabby's giving him. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. Hold on. All right. Now, do you folks have any thoughts on the matter? I don't know if I'm still live streaming, but this may be the end of the live stream. Let me check the chat here. Yeah, it looks like we lost you guys, but anyway, I'm going to end up cutting this video into a couple of videos and uploading them. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about? Post-proof, not post-truth, psychedelics, Kissinger, multiculturalism, etc., etc. I don't know. Well, earlier when I got a little high, I had a lot more thoughts about the post-proof nature of the world we're living in. But I think I got to all the points I wanted to get to. Again, folks, don't mistake social reality or the new sphere, which is a way of saying the sum totality of electronic media, news media, including music and all that, but mainly, the news media. Don't mistake the news sphere or the social media reality for reality. And no matter what we believe as humans, as far as we can tell, we don't change reality. We can all sit here and believe that whiteness is toxic. It's not going to make it so. We can all believe that men are women. It's not going to make it so. We can all believe that 2 + 2 = 5. It's not going to make it so. Perhaps one could argue that in your own personal life, you can fake it till you make it in terms of magic. You could believe something about yourself or about reality and actually make it happen. We're never going to make it so that no matter how hard we believe, as this one species on this one planet, in this one solar system, in this one galaxy, in this one universe, on this one timeline, we're not going to change reality any more than an ant can change reality. As such as it is. Now, that doesn't mean I know what reality is. Perhaps we're all living in pods or whatever. We're all living in virtual reality whatsoever. Who was behind this or that, Anyway, I'm getting a little tired and falling asleep. But I think you folks know what I'm talking about. This point in history really shouldn't change us very much. It will change us on the surface, but it shouldn't change us in the core being, because we are not living in a post-truth world, and we're not living in a post-reality world. We are living, however, in a post-proof world, at least in terms of social reality in the news sphere. Now, in your own personal life, you could still prove things, but when it comes to electronic media, nope. It's going to become harder and harder. And there are going to be people who think, oh, no, I know. I just go into this website and it tells me whether this thing is a real image or not, which is...
I believe the website's not at all tainted.
Right, which is just adding a turtle. That's just like when you ask the lady, well, okay, if the world is held up by a turtle, what holds up the turtle? And she says, well, another turtle. As if that's going to end the whole questioning. And then when you go, okay, well, holds up that, it's turtles all the way down. Which is absolutely absurd, of course.
Very much.
But kind of charming.
It's a fucking turtle.
It's kind of charming to think that there are people out there who might believe that, well, is a turtle standing on a turtle standing on a turtle, and it just keeps going.
Yeah.
It
just keeps going.
There's a philosopher in what we call Greece, ancient Greece, one of those cultures there. I don't know if it was Athenian or whatever. But let me think, what is the term? Well, there is a philosopher from ancient Greece, from ancient Greek culture, who noted that all argument about reality is ultimately either circular, this is true because that is true because this is true because that is true, and it all goes in a big circle, or else it's an endless chain hanging from nothing. So, for example, what is the foundation of your argument? Well, this proof here. It's the world is standing on top. The world is sitting on the back of a turtle. Well, what is that turtle? What's its foundation? Another turtle. Okay, well, what is its foundation? Another turtle. And if you think about it, that could be an endless chain hanging from nothing. And if you really think about it, almost everything that we think we know, for example, I don't know, let's say 9/11, what happened there? You might think you know what happened, but then if you think, well, how do you know that? You might say, well, because this. How do you know that? Because this. How do you know that? Because of this. And if you keep going, you might realize it's either circular or an endless chain hanging from nothing. So, as this philosopher said, all argument about objective reality is either circular or an endless chain hanging from nothing. And that is kind of the starting point, I guess you say, of existentialism or postmodernism, or I'm probably not using the right term, but at least agnosticism or epistemological agnosticism anyway. And it may lead some people to things like atheism, or to say, as Hassan I-Saba supposedly said, nothing is real, so everything is possible, and stuff like that. But anyway, this Greek philosopher took the following attitude, and I agree with him. He has this concept called ataraxia, which is the freedom. It's a positive thing, the freedom that you attain when you realize that all arguments about objective reality are either circular or an endless chain hanging from nothing. In other words, you can't prove anything except, as Rene Descartes points out, your own consciousness at least. But that's freedom. It's not something to despair about. That's freedom. And it is freedom as long as, what you are is not hanging on things that are just Maya, anyway, illusion. So, for example, if your identity hangs on whether or not what you've been told in Sunday school is real, that's a very thin reed upon which to hang. Don't do it. Hold on to what you really know is real. What do you really know is real? What do you feel? What do you know? Who do you know? What do you share with them? How much love do you put out into the world? Do you do the right thing? Do you try to at least try to do the right thing? Because we all make mistakes. Where's your heart at? That's real. That's real. Anyway, folks, do you have any thoughts? Well, okay, that's right. You're probably not there because of the way, yeah, okay. Well, that's what I think I want to end this on, is hang on to that which matters, not that which changes in the wind. What is it? Even in the Bible, you can find this in the Tao Te Ching, in Buddhism, probably not in Islam. You can find it in Christianity, probably in Judaism. Build not thy house upon shifting sands, right? So don't hang yourself or hang your life upon that which is blows in the wind. What is it? There's that old is it a psalm, or it's an old Jewish saying, there's a season for everything, everything changes. That's also the I Ching. But then there are things that are eternal, and those are the things that matter. So folks, liberty, love, truth, and trying to do the right thing, these things matter. And hold on a second. I want to show you. Once again, this is the link below. Will go to the Culture War Encyclopedia right here. It'll go to this page here. Okay, so the first link in the description below will go to this webpage right here. You can donate to us. You could see the Culture War Encyclopedia proper, which is it's kind of like an encyclopedia online. Culture War Encyclopedia videos on Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, Brighteon, social media locals. Just in Trouble, that's me. My written reports, my videos on Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, Brighteon, and I'm on social media on CloudHub, Gab, Minds, MeWe, and Tabby's videos on Rumble. She does gaming. And until next time, folks, liberty, strength, honor, justice, truth, love, and laughter. Laughter my shield, knowledge my steed, wit I may wield, but question my rede, liberty my right, truth my sword, love my life, honor my reward. Messed that one up, but that's fine.